guys, it's your girl K Divine. I'm coming back with a quick message today. So last night, I'm for whatever reason I could not go to sleep. Right, I was just having a really hard time falling asleep. I don't think I fell asleep until well after 3 o'clock in the morning, and I still woke up around like 8, 9 o'clock this morning. So I didn't get much sleep, but somehow I still feel okay. But for some odd reason last night I just kept hearing the song from Encanto. We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no. We don't talk about Bruno. And I'm like, why is that song playing in my head? Although that's one of my favorite songs from that movie. It got me thinking. I was like, the truth tellers are always shunned from society and from families. Because if you watch Encanto, and I advise you to watch that movie if you haven't already. One, it has great music, and two, like just breaking down that family system, it really is really telling for a lot of families like now. Like Bruno, he's the seer in the family. That was his gift. He was the one that saw into the future. And people hated him because he told them the truth. The whole song. Like, if y'all go and listen to that song and they start, the other people in the town start coming in and they say, he told me my fish would die the next day dead. He told me I'd go bald and then my hair fell out. And I'm like, so he just told you what was going to happen, so you're mad that he told you the truth. They shunned Bruno to the point where he hid himself away in the house. I mean, between the walls. He hid himself in the walls for years because he told the truth, to the point where the family was like, oh, we don't even talk about him. We don't even talk about Bruno. We don't bring him up because bad things happen when he's around. It's not that bad things happen when he came around. It's just that he knew what was up. And they shunned him for that. And some of y'all are the truth tellers in your family. And that's the reason why you're the black sheep. That's why I got all black on today too. It's Black Sheep Saturday for me. And it sucks because it's like, because I know that I'm pretty sure for some of y'all in y'all family systems right now, they don't even want to mention your name because they're like, oh no, we don't associate with that one because I don't know, they think they're better than us and they don't want to talk to us anymore. And I was just like, the only reason why I don't talk to y'all is because y'all don't respect me. As the certified black sheep of the family, the scapegoat of the family, especially if you're the scapegoat. It's one thing being the black sheep, but when you're in a toxic family system, being the scapegoat is one of the hardest positions to be in because your family has made you the villain of the whole bloodline since you were a child. And if you're wondering, or if you're trying to figure out if you are the scapegoat of your family, I'll give you some examples of how you know you're the scapegoat. Even though you're an adult now, you still are treated like a child. When everybody else has things going on, people are graduating from college and people are having babies in your family, everybody supports them and comes to support them. But when it comes down to you, they don't really show up like that. Or if they do, they talk about you real bad behind your back. And the crazy part about that is that a lot of y'all mamas are the culprits. Like, your mom allowed the family to scapegoat you. And she's the part of the reason why you're the scapegoat, because she's probably been going around to the rest of the family telling your business, spreading lies and rumors and gossip about you all of your life. And the crazy thing too is, like, when you break free from that and they don't have nothing to say about you, they'll try to send people from your past towards you to, try to get information. Because my mama was doing that to me earlier this year. Like, I disconnected from her last year. Um, I had to come to the hard realization um, right after Mother's Day last year, um, that I came to the conclusion that she's just not going to be. Um, she's never going to accept me or love me for who I am, and she would much rather see me down and destroyed than see me prosper in life. And so I disconnected from her because I was like, I'm never going to get the respect that I need. And for some of y'all, you gotta, God has been trying to pull you away from them people for a while. So you're gonna have to, it's gonna hurt, but I promise you that when you step away from them people and God starts to reveal to you the things that they have been doing and saying to you behind your back, you're gonna be glad that you decided to take a step back from them folks. Because ultimately, ever since you were a kid, you have always been able to see things for what they are unapologetically as a child. And a lot of people who are in toxic family systems, they benefit from the dysfunction of the family. And they don't want other people knowing about the dirty deeds that they do behind closed doors. Because a lot of these people, they bank on their facade, you know, they bank on people believing that they're good, wholesome Christians and they're, upstanding citizens in the community. And a lot of these people do things like charity and they work in like the public service sector or education and things of that nature, like because that helps with their mask and who they are. People, and they'll be super helpful to other people. Like I have watched my mom be more supportive and loving to strangers or people that she's worked with at the college that she works at more than she has for me. And that's why, as the black sheep, people won't believe you. Like when you start telling people about the things you've experienced with one or both of your parents, people won't believe you because they're looking at it based on, well, like I've been around your mom for years and I've never seen her do any of those things to you, so they don't believe it. And this is why you're gonna have to disconnect from all of that, all of those people, like the people that you grew up with. You're gonna have to disconnect from them. You're gonna have to, because again, they're not gonna believe you. They're gonna call you crazy and all these other things. Your family, you're gonna have to disconnect from them because they're always gonna, they're narcissists. You're raised by narcissists, baby. There's no way for me to sugarcoat that. You're raised by narcissists. Whoever's watching this video, you were raised by narcissists. You got a gang of narcissists in your family. They have been scapegoating you since you were a child. They have literally blamed you for everything that has been wrong in the bloodline, even though you haven't done anything. They make it seem as if you're super arrogant and that you're stuck up and that, oh, you just think you're better. They don't want to acknowledge your talents. They would rather highlight, your cousins or even like your some of your siblings, their accomplishments before they'll acknowledge you. They'll pretend like you're not even there. But the thing is that what they don't realize is that you're the buffer in the family. You're the peacemaker. The reason why they're able to get away with doing the stuff that they do is because of you. Like you're so special. You are so beautiful. You have such a beautiful light about you. And they hate that. But it's a covering for them. Thank you, Spirit. It's a covering for them. Your anointing, God's favor over your life, that is the covering for your family. A lot of them haven't been receiving the karma that they so desperately deserve because you still hold a special spot for them and that you hold space for them. But once you disconnect from them, their lives gonna start going sideways. Because when you don't have your scapegoat, where does the blame fall on? They start fighting with them. They start fighting amongst each other. Because real talk, And you got a gang of narcissists in your family, they don't like each other neither. They all talk about each other behind their backs and everything. Like, that's one thing I could not stand about my family. And that was part of the reason why I knew I needed to disconnect from them. Because, like, I would be on a three-way phone call with my mom and my sister, and we would all be talking about one of the family members and what they said about such and such and woo, woo, and this and that. And then my mom, in the same breath, would be like, well, they're family, we gotta love them. No, you don't. The loyalty has nothing to do with tolerating disrespect. And like I said, as an adult, hold on, sorry about that. And as an adult, they don't want to even acknowledge you as an adult. Because I mean, some of y'all, like, I'm almost 30, okay? I'm 29. So I had my daughter when I was 27. And me and my child's father, we were together at the time. But I'll get into that in a different video. But my mom made it very clear to me, like, well, you're still a single mom. My baby daddy's mom made that clear to me too. He's still a single mom. And it's just like, okay, like, both of them were single moms. And that's why I was just like, you want me to feel ashamed for something that you went through? No, I don't feel ashamed for that. I don't. Like, it wasn't ideal for me. It's not necessarily what I wanted, but I want to give up my daughter for the world, period. And a lot of y'all are the generational curse breaker. The black sheep is often the generational curse breaker in the family. Because you see the dysfunction for what it is. And you call a spade a spade. And your family doesn't like that because, again, it messes with the image of themselves that they try to perpetuate in public. And it's like, there are people who you don't even know. There are people that you've never met in your life. These are the friends and colleagues and neighbors of your aunts and uncles and your cousins. And they got your name in their mouth, telling people your personal business, like spreading lies about you. That's why, for some of y'all, if you're still on Facebook, I had to leave Facebook for a while. I might go check it like maybe in a couple months or something. But if you go on Facebook and you see like the amount of the people you may know spike, it's because somebody got your name in their mouth. They going around talking about you, and people going on your Facebook page to see what's up. To see like, okay, well, you saying all this about this person. Let me go see what this person looked like. And more than likely, you're probably a private person as well. You probably aren't out here telling everybody your business, every move you make. You probably are, very intelligent and move in silence now. But people still are curious about you. And some people will just believe the lies that they hear. But I just find it so funny that I was hearing that song last night. Like, we don't talk about Bruno. But it's true, because you are the Bruno in people's in your family. In real life. You're the seer of the family. And I also find it interesting, like, when Mirabelle actually got in touch with Bruno and she was talking to him, and he was able to create, show her the future. And basically the future relied heavily on Mirabelle and her actions. Like, it could change depending on how she handled the situation. And that's the thing about most of y'all, because a lot of y'all have a lot of like psychic abilities too. You guys are very gifted. Some of you have all the clairs. And so I promise you're not crazy. I promise you're not crazy, because people will try to make you feel like just because it's not scientifically backed or something, that it's not real and that it's got to be some sort of mental illness. Like, I am a full believer in that we are not human having a human experience. We are spirit having a human experience. And for a lot of us, the veil between the 3 dimension and the 5th dimension, like, between the physical world and the spiritual world. Like a lot of us, there's a thin veil between that. Like if you see like shadow figures and stuff out of the side of your eyes, or sometimes you'll feel certain, like, I don't know, I know some people may feel like someone touched them. That happens sometimes for me. Or I'll feel like I'm being guided somewhere. Like I'll be taken on detours sometimes when I'm driving for no reason. There's zero reason why my GPS is taking me somewhere, but it's like spirit be helping me avoid certain situations and things of that nature. Um, so it's like you are divinely protected and divinely guided. You are the seer in your family. And yes, it is hard. It's definitely hard being the black sheep. It's hard being the person that has had to take on all of the trauma, because that's really what you're healing right now. You're healing your lineage's trauma. Like I remember a few months ago when I was in a really bad space mentally, and I was just really like distraught and not having a good time, and I could feel the pain of my ancestors, like especially the women. I could feel their pain of like the things that they've had to go through. And that's why as a black woman now, um I don't I don't I don't take it personally when I'm in spaces where people feel uncomfortable with my presence. Like, although it's annoying, like I said, it's annoying as hell. It's super, super annoying. However, um, I don't take it personally, because I'm like, my ancestors had to go through a lot. Because I can, like I said, and you could probably feel their pain too. I'm sure some of you have had dreams about your ancestors as well. But it's like I can feel the pain the trauma that they endured, and the suffering. And it's like I'm trying to make a better future for our lineage, so that my child and her possible children, and if I have any more kids, my future bloodline, that they have some sort of legacy to fall back on. Because it's like, what did my I don't I'm not gonna sit back and be mediocre because somebody wants me to. And I want you to know, like, none of you are mediocre. There's nothing about you that's mediocre at all. And you got to stop playing small. Stop playing small. When you got a big voice, when you got a big presence and aura about you, you need to make that known. Be unapologetically yourself. Stop allowing people to try to dim your light, because when you come in the room, you come on the scene, people want to make you feel some type of way. People uh I don't know how they're jealous. A lot of them are just jealous and envious. And sometimes it's like you wouldn't even see these people. Like, people will see you or whatever, and they'll go tell all their other friends. And it's like you haven't even met these people. You don't even, and they'll just start treating you funny as soon as you walk up on the scene. You're like, dang, what I do? And baby, you didn't do nothing to them people. They got a chip on their shoulder for whatever reason, and they got to go deal with that. They got to go talk to God about that. Like, that has nothing to do with you. And the crazy thing about it too is like your intuition be so on point when you're around these people, because you know how to avoid it. You know how to avoid the drama. You know how to avoid being, caught up in their nonsense. And these people can't stand that, because these, like, I'm gonna keep calling them chaos demons. That's what they are. They thrive on chaos. They need constant chaos in order to function. And a lot of them are just used to having drama, because that's how their families are too. That's how most people are raised. A lot of us were raised with a lot of drama. That's why it's sometimes hard to break free from that stuff. Because it's like, I remember, like, as I was getting older and I was like starting to, like, after I had my daughter, I used to really love like the Real Housewives series, like mostly Atlanta and Potomac. And I used to really love those shows. And I don't really know why. And maybe because it was the drama. But after I had my baby, like, I just really lost interest, like, because it's like these ladies are all in they 40s and they 50s, and they yelling and screaming at each other, throwing drinks. And it's like, when does this stop? When does this not become entertainment anymore for us? You know, it's like I'm not really interested in continuously watching grown women fight with one another. Reality TV is fake anyways. I think it's so funny that it's an oxymoron. We call it reality TV, but half of it is scripted. Like, well, not even half. The vast majority of it is scripted. And then not to mention, like, these people are putting a lot of their personal lives and business out on in the public eye. And it's like, and honestly, some of these people look like clowns when they do that. Like, when there's infidelity in their lives, and it's like it's too much. And then they cry about privacy, but it's like, but y'all put it all out there, and then it's like people are gonna comment on it, people are gonna have their opinions, and it's just like, I just don't see the purpose in this. But we find it entertaining. Like, Bravo makes a lot of money on those Housewives series, like all the spinoffs and everything they done got. Love and Hip Hop. I used to love Love and Hip Hop when I was a teenager. I can't watch that shit no more. It's sad to me. But a lot of people just thrive off of drama. And they don't like hearing the truth. That's why people will tell you that you're too blunt, or that you are too serious. And it's like, I'm not. I'm just telling you the truth. And it's like, and a lot of times you don't mean no harm when you're telling people how you truly feel, because you would rather be transparent and honest with them than to sugarcoat some shit just so that they could feel good. And a lot of people say that they want honesty until they actually get it, because a lot of people have a hard time facing themselves. They have a hard time looking deep at themselves and saying, like, yeah, I have some work I can do in this area. I could have done this better. I should be doing this better. A lot of people have a hard time with that. And those just aren't your people. People who aren't able to fully accept themselves and accept real criticism and know the difference between someone trying to give them constructive criticism and someone just being an asshole. Like, if they can't differentiate between the two, especially if they know you and they know that you don't mean no harm by it, but they still take offense to it, then they are taking it personally, to like, they're taking it to heart, and that's not for you to bear. You don't have to take that on. But a lot of y'all are the black sheep, and a lot of y'all we're gonna, like, I'm one of those people who, I don't have any friends right now, and I'm okay with it. Like, I've just accepted it. I've accepted it. Like, I know that eventually my tribe will come to me. That's part of the reason why I started this channel in the first place, was because I was like, there's not a lot of people around me that are like me, but I know that there are people around the world that are, and I like I said in my last video, like, I always pray that my videos reach the people that they're supposed to reach. So it's gonna be okay. And yes, this journey is oftentimes lonely. Yes, this journey is it's sad, it's heartbreaking, because like I said, once you start really seeing what some of your family members and your former friends and former lovers, like, when you start really looking deep and seeing their true intentions for you, it's kind of scary, because it's like, you love these people, and you love for real. Like, you're one of those people who loves unconditionally, and unconditional love is not, it's not readily available these days. Most of your family loves with conditions. They like you as long as you play along with their games. They like you as long as you stay in a certain space. Because some of these people, like, a lot of these people try to sabotage you because they don't want you to do better. Like, I was made aware that I had family members sending people towards me, trying to infiltrate on my life so that I would not reach some of my goals. And when you're a person who is so used to being shunned, and you've always been by yourself, you've always been isolated throughout your life. So when someone comes along and you're unhealed, and they're showing you a an immense amount of attention. You take attention as connection, and you end up in these toxic relationships. Because real talk, like, I had to come to the realization that, like, I was emotionally unavailable in all of my relationships because I was always chasing after these people who were making it very clear to me that they didn't want me. They wanted control over my life and over me in certain ways, but they didn't want me. And by you chasing after people and constantly wanting to, why do you want to be with someone who doesn't want you? And that's not just for romantic relationships. Like, that's a hard pill to swallow when it's like your parent. Like, why am I chasing after a relationship with my mom when she has made it very clear to me that she doesn't want a relationship with me? Why am I chasing after a relationship with my sister, with my aunt, with my cousins, if they've made it very clear to me by their actions? Like, these people will tell you that they love you and that they support you and all this other shit. But the truth of the matter is, when you get down to the nitty gritty and you look at their actions, are they there for you? Do they care about what you have to say? Are, like, if you don't feel comfortable around those people, or if you're going through something and you think to yourself, like, I should probably not mention that to them, like, I don't think they're gonna receive that well, you don't need to be around those people. You need to be around people who are going to love you, support you, and care about you, and make you feel important. Because the people who truly care about you, they'll do that naturally. They will naturally listen to you. They will naturally want to be there and help you. Like, if something's wrong, they're going to know it. They're going to feel it. They're going to sense that on you. A lot of these people in your family knew that you was going through struggles, and they sat back and watched you. They watched you. Like, let's just go back to Encanto. Them people knew, like, they shunned Bruno away. And Dolores said, the one that could hear, that, like, the super hearing, she said that she could hear him every day. So she knew. She said it at least twice in that movie. Like, at least twice, if not more. Like, she could hear him. She knew that he was there. And nobody went to bat for him until Mirabelle, like, brought him back. And now everybody's like, oh, we missed you. No, that was unrealistic in that movie. But yeah, it's like they know you're there, and they know that they could help you, but they choose not to. And quite frankly, you just don't need to be around people like that. The family that you create is more important than the family that you come from. So it's time for a lot of us to step outside of the families, the toxic family systems that we were a part of. And it's time for you to go and create the family that you want, and create the legacy that you want for yourself. Like, you won't, like, and it don't have to be nothing super big or nothing, but follow your dreams and make, like, real goals, and, like, really push yourself to do something that you would have never really done before. Because don't do it for other people. Don't do it for show. Do it for you. Do it because you deserve it. You deserve good things, but we also got to work for the things that we want. It's not, everything doesn't come easily. Some things will. Some things are just going to happen because you're blessed like that. But a lot of stuff, like, prayers without works is dead. So you definitely got to work for the things that you want, but it's all very possible. Like, we are all in this together. I'm here to encourage and love and support you. And I want you guys to feel great about yourselves, because you are great and amazing. Even if you don't feel like it, even if you've been struggling with your self-image, even if you're, in an identity crisis, because quite frankly, we all go through it. Especially when you're going through an awakening, like, you really are having an identity crisis, because when you realize that, like, all of your friends and stuff, like, these are all paid actors, essentially. Like, a lot of these people are in your life because they have some sort of agenda. Like, they were sent towards you by somebody to get information about you, to infiltrate on your life, to keep you confused and to keep you playing small. Like, a lot of these people are sent towards you so that you don't make it to who you're supposed to be. And when you really see people's true motives and you start to course correct and get on your path and you start to be in alignment with what God wants you to do, things will start to seem better. And it this is like this whole part, like it does not, it's not easy. I'm gonna keep saying that, like, it does not feel good a lot of the times. Like, and like right now, I don't know if anybody else is going through like a transformation, like a big one. Like, I'm in the position of, like, I'm not who I used to be, but I'm not quite who I'm supposed to be yet. Like, I'm still in the process of becoming. And every day I try to put my best foot forward and just be, a little bit better than I was the day before. So, with that being said, shout out to all my black sheep out there. You are truly loved, and you really the GOAT. You really the GOAT of the family. Like, you go, y'all are gonna do some amazing things in life. And y'all probably already are doing amazing things. And a lot of people probably, and like my message yesterday, like, being underestimated is a gift. It truly is a gift, because your family has underestimated you your entire life. And it's not, they didn't underestimate you because they didn't believe that you could do it. It's that they wanted you to believe that you couldn't do it. And they have worked very hard on, keeping you in that low vibrational state. But y'all are breaking free, especially if you watching this content, because we don't sugarcoat nothing over here. And we're not afraid to tell things and show things exactly for what they are. And we are overcomers. We are stars. We are all going to go and do amazing things in life. And can't nobody stop us. Period. It's only up from here, okay? It's only up from here. We ain't going backwards. We are not going backwards. But that was my message for today, guys. It's okay if you the black sheep, you the GOAT, okay? The black sheep often ends up becoming the GOAT. Always. Like, it's inevitable. So you on your way, especially if you're in contact with me, because I already could feel it. I could feel it in the energy. There's a big shift going on. A lot of y'all are about to be put into positions that you never even thought that you were ever going to be in. We about to start stepping into rooms that we never thought we'd have access to. We're about to change the world, okay? Things are changing, things are shifting. We are the future, and I want y'all to come with me on these journeys. Like, and I want to hear about what y'all, the projects y'all working on, and, and the things, your accomplishments. Like, I want us to uplift each other and be, a family and a team. Y'all are my soul family. Whoever is watching, you guys are my soul family, and I love you guys very much. But thank you for watching this content. Please like, subscribe, and share. Definitely leave comments. Like, I want to talk to y'all. Like, tell me what's going on with y'all. As I'm getting certain things together, I'll start announcing things that I'm doing more and more. It's just a lot going on right now. I'm still trying to get some stuff together, but as I get more into my craft, I definitely will let y'all know what I got going on. But I absolutely love you guys and adore you. Have a great rest of your day. It's your girl K Divine, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys, I love you.